Om Shanti.
24th January 2021 Avyakt Baapdada Murli. Revised date 17th October 1987. In the essence, the decoration of Brahmin life is purity. Om Shanti. Today, Baapdada is looking at his children from everywhere in the world who are particularly going to be worthy of worship. Out of the whole world, so few become invaluable, worthy of worship, jewels. Only the worthy of worship souls become the special lights of the world. Just as when there is no light in a body, there is no world. In the same way, if in this world there were not you elevated worthy of worship souls, you lights of the world would have no importance. The golden age, the first age, and the Sato Pradhan age, the new world begins with you special souls. You, worthy of worship souls, are the images of support for the new world. So, you souls have so much importance. You, worthy of worship souls, are the new lights for the world. Your stage of ascending becomes instrumental in taking the world into its elevated stage. When you enter the stage of falling down, the world too enters into the stage of falling down. When you are transformed, the world is also transformed. You are such great souls with such importance. Today, Baapdada was looking at all the children. To become a Brahmin means to become worthy of worship, because Brahmins become deities and deity means worthy of worship. All deities are worthy of worship. Nevertheless, they are definitely number-wise. Some deities are worshipped regularly in the right way, and some deities are not. Every action of some deities is worshipped, whereas for others, not all of their actions are worshipped. Some are decorated in the right way every day, whereas others are not decorated every day. They are superficially decorated, but not with the right method. In front of some deities, devotional songs are sung all the time, whereas those songs are only sung sometimes in front of others. What is the reason for all of this? All of you are called Brahmins. All of you study knowledge and yoga. And yet, why is there this difference? There is a difference in dharana. However, do you know on the basis of which particular dharana it becomes number-wise? The special basis of becoming worthy of worship is purity. The more you adopt all types of purity, the more you become worthy of worship in every way. Those who easily adopt purity constantly with the right method as their original and eternal virtue are those who become worthy of worship with the right method. What are all the types of purity? Those souls who easily and automatically fulfill their responsibilities in all their connections and relationships to all souls, whether in knowledge or without knowledge, through their every thought, word and deed, with a constantly pure attitude, vision and vibrations, are said to have all types of purity. Even in your dreams, let nothing be lacking in adopting all types of purity for yourself and for others. For instance, if celibacy is broken even in your dreams, or if you perform actions or speak to another soul under the influence of jealousy or anger, if your interaction with that one is based on even a trace of anger, that would also be considered to be breaking the vow of purity. Just think about it. If even in dreams have such an effect, then how much effect would actions performed physically have? This is why an idol that is damaged is never worthy of worship. Damaged idols are not placed in the temples. They stay in the museums of today. Devotees do not go there. There is just their praise. These are very old idols. That is all. They call the damage of the physical limbs breakage, but in fact, if there is some breakage of observing purity in any way, then that soul becomes deprived of receiving a worthy of worship status. In the same way, if all four types of purity are observed in the right way, then the worship too is in the right way. Purity in your mind, words, actions, relationships and connections are included in actions and dreams is called complete purity. Because of carelessness, some children just try to make do and move along with the older ones or younger ones, saying, "My intention was very good, but the words just came out." Or, "That wasn't my aim, but it just happened." Or, "I only said that or did that as a joke." This is also making do, and that is why the worship of you is also just making do. This carelessness makes you number-wise in the stage of being fully worthy of worship. This too is accumulated in the account of impurity. You were told that the sign of worthy of worship pure souls is that all four types of their purity will be natural, easy and constant. They don't have to think about it, but the dharana of purity automatically makes their thoughts, words, deeds and dreams accurate. Firstly, accurate means to be yoga-yukt, and secondly, accurate means that every thought would have meaning. It would not be meaningless. You will not say, "I said it just like that for the sake of it. It just came out. I just did it, or it just happened." Such pure souls remain constantly accurate and yukti-yukt in every action. That is, through their whole day's activity. This is why every action of such souls is worshipped. That is, their whole day's activity is worshipped. A viewing is given of all their different activities from the time they wake up to the time they go to sleep. If any action is not accurate or not constantly according to the timetable created for Brahman life, then because of that difference, there will be a difference in the way that you are worshipped. For instance, if someone is not disciplined when it comes to waking up at Amrit Vela, then in their worship too, their worshippers will also fluctuate when it comes to worshipping them. That is, the worshippers will also not wake up at the right time and worship them. They will not only worship them when it suits them. Or else, if at Amrit Vela they don't experience an awakened stage, if sometimes they sit under compulsion, sometimes with laziness and sometimes with alertness, then their worshipper too will worship them under compulsion or laziness. They will not worship them in the right way. In this way, every action of the timetable affects their becoming worthy of worship. Not to move along in the right way, to fluctuate in any part of the timetable is also counted as a trace of impurity, because laziness and carelessness are also vices. Any action that is not accurate is a vice. Therefore, that is a trace of impurity, is it not? Because of this, you become number-wise in attaining a worthy of worship status. So, what is the foundation? Purity. The dharana of purity is very deep. The ways and means of actions are based on purity. Purity is not just about gross things. Simply to be celibate or to remain free from attachment is not called purity. Purity is the decoration of Brahmin life. Let others experience the decoration of purity from your face and your activity at every moment. Let the decoration of purity always be revealed in a practical way in your eyes, your mouths, hands and feet. Let anyone who looks at your face experience purity in your features. Just as they speak of other types of features, similarly, let them say that purity is visible in your features, that there is the sparkle of purity in your eyes and the smile of purity on your lips. Let them not see anything else. This is called being an image that is decorated with the decoration of purity. Do you understand? There is a lot more depth to purity which you will hear more about later. Just as the philosophy of actions is deep, so too the definition of purity is also very deep, and purity is the foundation. Acha, today those from Gujarat have come. Those from Gujarat are always dancing and singing with lightness. No matter how heavy they may be physically, they become light and dance. The speciality of Gujarat is that they always remain light. They always dance in happiness and continue to sing songs of the Father and their attainments. From childhood, they sing and dance very well. What do they do in Brahmin life? A Brahmin life means a life of pleasure. When you have a Garba Ras dancing in unity in a circle, you enjoy yourselves, do you not? If you did not enjoy yourselves, you would not be able to do that for long. When you are enjoying yourselves and are intoxicated, you don't feel tired, you become tireless. So, Brahmin life means the life of constantly remaining in pleasure. The other is physical pleasure, whereas Brahmin life is a pleasure of mind. Let the mind always continue to dance and sing in pleasure. Those people have the practice of being light in dancing and singing. So, they don't find it difficult to be double light in their Brahmin life. So, those from Gujarat means those who constantly have the practice of remaining light. Those who are always blessed. So, the whole of Gujarat has received this blessing of being double light. You also receive blessings through the Murli, do you not? You were told that everything in your world happens according to capacity and the time. As is the capacity, so is the result. In the subtle region, there is no language for anything being, according to capacity, etc. Here, both day and night have to be considered. There is neither day nor night. Neither does the sun rise nor is there the moon. It is beyond both. You have to go there, do you not? In your heart-to-heart conversation, you children asked, "Till when?" Baba replied. If you children say that you are ready, then Baapdada can do it now. There would then be no question of when. The question when will only arise for as long as the whole rosary is not yet ready. Now, when you sit to extract the names, then even for the 108 you would have to think whether to include someone's name or not. Now, in the rosary of 108, everyone should give the same 108 names. Nevertheless, there will be a difference. Baapdada can clap now and everything can instantly begin to happen now, with the elements and also people. That wouldn't take long. However, the Father loves all the children. He will hold your hand, for only then will you go with Him. To put your hand in His hand means to become equal. You would say, not everyone will become equal, or not everyone will become number one. However, following number one is number two. That bead may not become equal to the Father, but it would at least be like the number one bead. The third bead would be like the second bead. The fourth bead would be like the third. At least they should become equal in that way, and by each one coming close to the next, the rosary will be prepared. To reach such a stage means to become equal. The 100th bead would be similar to the 107th bead. If they have specialities like those, like each other, the rosary will be prepared. It has to be number-wise. Do you understand? The father asked, is there anyone now who can guarantee and say, yes, everyone is ready? It would only take Baapdada a second. You used to be shown those scenes when Baba would clap and angels would come. Acha. To all the supremely worthy of worship elevated souls, to all the intense effort-making souls who reach their aim of all types of complete purity, to the souls who become embodiments of success by performing every action in the right way, to the special souls who are decorated with the decoration of purity at every moment, Baapdada's love-filled remembrance. Spiritual children, in return to the spiritual father says, good morning, namaste, namaste, namaste. Baapdada meeting a group. Do you consider yourselves to be the most fortunate ones in the world? The whole world is calling out for that elevated fortune. That their fortune should open, whereas your fortune has already opened. What could give greater happiness than this? You have the intoxication that the bestower of fortune is your father, do you not? Just imagine what the fortune would be of someone whose father is the bestower of fortune. Could there be greater fortune than this? Therefore, always have the happiness that fortune is your birthright. Children have a right to all the property that belongs to their father. So, what does the bestower of fortune have? The treasures of fortune. You now have a right to those treasures. So, always continue to sing the song, Vah my fortune and my father, the bestower of fortune, and fly in happiness. What else would one who has such elevated fortune need? Everything is included in your fortune. A fortunate person has everything: body, mind, wealth and people, relationships. An elevated fortune means that nothing is unattained. Do you lack anything? I want a good house, I want a good car. No. Someone who has found happiness of mind has attained everything. Not just a car, but that one has found plentiful treasures. So, there is nothing unattained. You are such fortunate ones. What use is there in having a desire for perishable things? What exists today will not exist tomorrow, so why have any desire for it? Therefore, always stay in the happiness of the imperishable treasures that are with you now and will go with you. Those buildings, cars and money will not go with you, but these imperishable treasures will be with you for many births. No one can snatch them away from you. No one can loot them. You yourself have become immortal and have found the imperishable treasures. This elevated reward will stay with you for birth after birth. It is such a huge fortune. Where there are no desires, where you are ignorant of the knowledge of desires, it is because you have attained such elevated fortune from the Father, the bestower of fortune. Second, do you experience yourselves to be souls who stay close to the Father? Do you always have the happiness that you belong to the Father? You have come away from the world of sorrow into the world of happiness. The world is crying out in sorrow, whereas you are in the world of happiness, swinging in the swing of happiness. There is so much difference. The world is searching, whereas you are celebrating a meeting. So, always remain cheerful, seeing all your attainments. Make a list of what you have received, and it will be a long list. What have you received? When you have happiness physically, the body is healthy. When your mind has received peace, peace is the speciality of the mind, and wealth has so much power that even dal and roti are experienced to be like 36 varieties of food. In your remembrance of God, even dal and roti seem so elevated. Even if the world has 36 varieties and you just have dal and roti, which would be more elevated? Dal and roti are good because that is prasad, holy food. When you prepare food, you prepare it in remembrance and you eat in remembrance, and so it becomes prasad. Prasad has great importance. All of you eat prasad every day. There is so much power in prasad. So, all three, body, mind and wealth have so much power that there is nothing lacking in the treasure store of Brahmins. So, constantly keep these attainments in front of you and remain happy and cheerful. Acha. Blessings. May you be a double-light angel who donates virtues through your deeds. May you be a double-light angel who donates virtues through your deeds. The faces and deeds of the children who donate virtues through their deeds are seen as those of angels. They experience themselves to be double light, that is, they are light, bright, and also light, weightless. They do not feel anything to be burdened. They experience help in every action they perform, as though some power is making them move. Because of being great donors in all their actions, they receive blessings and good wishes from everyone. Slogan: Become a star of success in service, do not be weak. Become a star of success in service, do not be weak. Om Shanti. Thank you, Baba. Thank you.